Hello everyone, welcome to day 24, I guess. I'll continue with the sliding window questions. Last time I did these two, so we'll continue with the third question. Repeated DNA sequences. The DNA sequence is composed of a series of nucleotides abbreviated as A, C, G, and T. For example, this is a DNA sequence. When studying DNA, it is useful to identify repeated sequence within the DNA. Given a string S that represents a DNA sequence, return all the 10 letter long sequences or substrings that occur more than once in a DNA molecule. You may return the answer in any order. Okay, so if this is given, we need to return 10 digits long subsequence in such a way that that subsequence or substring should occur more than once in this DNA. Cool. So one way of doing this would be that we take a hash map. Okay, one way of doing this would be we take a hash map. First of all, for brute force approach, we can find all the substrings of size 10 and then compare that if there is any other substring in this. For that, first of all, we find all the substrings, store it in some data structure, and then I think that will be the solution for it. Let's say what I'm saying is, so let's say this is one substring of size 10. I don't know if this is 10, just for example, this is the first substring of size 10. We store it in a we want unique characters, so we store it in a set. Okay, then this is the next substring, let's say this, anything of size 10. We keep storing the substrings in a set, so set will always contain unique elements. And how we will find the substrings is by taking two pointers, one at the start and one at the 10th element at the starting. So this will be the first substring from 0 to 10. Then we'll move both the pointers by one, so this pointer will be here and second pointer will be 11th, and then we'll find that substring, and first we will check if that is present in the set. That means this particular substring is coming up now more than once, right? Because it is already there in the set, we have already found it before. So that is one of the results, so we can store that in the resultant list. But before that, what if we directly store it in the list? Then that is a issue, because let's say this is one substring which is going to be in the result. So we find it for the first time, we find it, and when the first time we find it, we put it in the set, this set 1, let's call it set 1. So we put it here. Then once we find it for the second time, if we will check if it is there in the set. If it is there, then that means this is in the result, so we'll put it in the list of results. List of results, we'll put it in this. Then, but the issue is, if we do it like this, what if we find it for the third time? If we find it for the third time, then again we'll check it is present in the set, but this time we will not put it in the result, but because it is already there. So in that case, I think we should put it in a set itself instead of set 2 or resulted set. We put it there so that this also contains unique element. If it is present more than twice, we don't want that to be inserted multiple times, and then after this we can convert this set into a list. That will be a good solution. Other than this is one way of doing this. Other than this is we can do is take a map, and we can put the count of all the map will be string and integer map. Key will be string, which will be this substring, and count will be integer, and each time we get a new substring we will just add it in the map or increment the count of that, and then we will go through this map, and whenever the count is more than 1 we can just put it in the list, and that will be the result. I think this is a better solution instead of taking 2 sets. So I'll implement this. First of all, we need to we need 2 pointers. Int first will be at 0 and int second will be at 10, and the size could be less than 10. If size is less than 10, then what will happen? It will return 0, is it? If there are not 10 characters, then it will definitely return empty list. Okay, fine. So now what we'll do is, while second is less than s dot size or length, size, I think s is second is less than s dot size, we need a substring. So string substring. The substring will be s dot substring first से लेके second तक we'll do the substring, and now we have got the first s. Now we'll put it in the map. We also need a map, so map of string comma integer map equals to new hash map. Okay, and now we can put it in the map. So map dot put. Now if it is already present, then we'll do this. Map dot, so we need to put this substring की होगा, और वैल्यू क्या होगा? वैल्यू होगा 1 if it is not present, otherwise it will be the value incremented. So map dot get or default sub str plus 1 comma 1. So if it is substring, let me see how do we write it. One second. Get or default in map Java. I forgot the syntax. One second. So get or default. Okay, we write it inside the bracket now. Okay, so if it is there, then 1, otherwise 0, and we'll add 1 to it. I think this should be fine. So we are if it is present, then we'll get the value plus 1, otherwise we'll get 0 plus 1. Now, and next step is map dot next step is we'll increment first and second. So first plus plus and second plus plus. Let me also just print substring just in case. Just for verification I'm doing this. I'll remove it later. So we'll print sub str. Okay, now this is done. Now we need to iterate over this map and check if there is so we need the resultant list string result equals to new array list. And then we'll iterate over this map and check if the value of any substring is more than 1, then that will be the result. So what we can do, how to iterate over a map, again I don't remember the syntax. Iterate over a map in Java. Some iterator we use, map dot for each also we can do. Okay, map dot for each, or this thing I was saying entry. I think this is better. Let's do this. dot for each. This is correct, right? Map dot for each, and then key value. Okay, so key, we'll get a key and a value, and for each what we will do, if value is greater than 1, then we'll put result dot add key, and then at the end we can return the result. Let me try to run this. I think it is length with the brackets. 1 second. S dot substring is it like this? Okay, I'll submit it. Wrong answer. Why wrong answer? This is, we should return empty. Expected is this. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 second. These are 10 only, right? 5 and 5, 10. This is correct. We need to run it till less than equals to, because last character we don't include, right, in this one, in this method. So now it is fine. Okay, I'll check the next question. Permutations in a string. Given two strings s1 and s2, return true. 1 second, I also would like to check solutions in this. Let's see this one. Set, they are taking two sets. The same thing which I was saying, two set method. Master SQL trick to find. What is this? To find the customers who never placed an order. What is this about? Somebody has put us different. Please post the question too. Why there are so many likes on this if it is not related to the question? Got it. Here they are using the set method. Same thing. Fine, I think it is good. I'll check the next question quickly. Given two strings s1 and s2, return true if s2 contains the permutation of s1 or false otherwise. In other words, return true if one of s1's permutation is substring of s2. So in two strings, return true if s2 contains a permutation of s1 or false. In other words, return true if one of s1's permutation is my English is bad. Looks like s1 is ab, s2 is this. This is true because s2 contains one permutation of s1, ba is there. Acha, theek hai. S1 is AB, S2 is B. Okay, So S1 should contain as a substring. S2 should contain a permutation of S1. Okay, I got it. So basically, we it could be any the letters could be in any order. Any permutation of S1, if it is present in S2, then that is the result. Then we need to return true basically. Okay. So one way of doing this is that we find all the permutations of S1 and then check if any of them is a substring of S2. That is one way of doing this. So if S1 is of 2 characters, then we need the substring in S2 also for 2 characters. So we can check for 2 characters in this. And one more thing we can do is, if we know the number of A's and B's in this, that many A's and B's if are present in this, then that is a permutation. Or we only need to check if one A and one B is present in any substring, right, as per this. So for that, if we keep count of all the characters like A to Z, so 26 characters are there, and then for each one we can check if for those 26 what is the count. I think this is a good solution. So what I'm saying is, the brute force is simple, that we find all the permutations of this, store it somewhere, and then compare each of these substrings with this, and that will be a lot of time complexity. The other thing what I'm saying is that so in this we know that if there are 2 characters in S1, then the result in this, the matching permutation in this will also be of 2 characters. So we need to check every 2 character substring, and to find that we will use the same method as we did before, the two pointer method or the sliding window method. Now the other thing is, instead of comparing all the permutations, one thing is that we compare all the permutations. So we take the first 2, we compare all the permutations of first 2 with this, or compare all the permutations of this with first 2, then compare all the permutations of this with this one. That will be the brute force approach. Second approach is, we initially take a array and store, or take a map and store the number of basically the what we call frequency of each letter of S1, and then we can check if this one also has the same frequency, and if it is correct, then it is a matching permutation. So what I'm saying is, let's take a map of character and character and दूसरा क्या होता है, but then we'll have to also go through the whole array, is it? Or we don't have to? If we take an array of size 26, will that be better, or this will be better? Using a map will be better, because then the size could be less than 26. and for each substring what we'll do, then we will take one more map and try to reduce the count. Is it? Let's keep it simple. Let's, if we keep it simple, then let's keep it that way. If it will not work, then I'll think about something else, but let's try this first. Hash map, and then first of all we need to iterate over s1 for int I equals to 0, I is less than s1 dot length I plus plus, and then we need map dot put s1 dot character at I, comma map dot get or default. So if it is present we will add it, otherwise we'll increment the count. Get or default की spelling गलत है, default will get s1 dot character at I comma 0 plus 1. ठीक है, this is done. We have calculated the let's take a map too, but that will be in place. If we update the map, then isn't it going to take all the value? Can we update the map? Or we can create a new map for the second iteration and then compare the values. Because if we update the map, how do we do this? So I want to create a new map with the values of existing map in Java without updating the existing one, like that. Acha, ऐसे we can do. Create a new map with all the entries of existing map. I think this should be fine. Then we can update the map now. So I'll do this. Now we need to iterate over the second one, and we need two pointers. Int first equals to 0 and int second will be s1 dot length. ठीक है. So if it is 2, then 0 to 2. And for int I equals to 0, I is less than s2 dot length, I is less than equals to, we learned from the last question, s2 dot length I plus plus. And then now we need the substring, so I'll take one more string substr, and substr equals to s2 dot substring first से लेके second तक, and we'll do first plus plus and second plus plus. Now substring का क्या करना है? substring का फिर से हमें चेक करना है कि जो वैल्यूज़ इसमें है वो मैप में है कि नहीं है. तो for that let's create one more map like this which they have shown. Okay, map of character and integer, new map equals to map. Now इस वाले map में we can update, so we'll go through the substring, but isn't it going to then will be the time complexity will be n square, is it? But n square पॉसिबल है टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी? आई डोंट थिंक n स्क्वायर होगी टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, बिकॉज अगर हम इसका 10⁴ ले लेते हैं और सेकेंड भी अगर 10⁴ तो वो एक ही बार तो रन होगा ना. एक बार हम 10⁴ कर चुके हैं, ये सब स्ट्रिंग ले चुके हैं, तो वो उसके लिए एक ही बार तो 10⁴ चलेगा. लेट मी ट्राई. सो न्यू मैप में हम क्या करेंगे कि इस वाले को हम अब हमको माइनस करने हैं इसके काउंट को, तो हम सेम चीज़ लिखेंगे. फॉर इंट आई इक्वल्स टू 0, जे ले लेते हैं, जे इक्वल्स टू 0, जे इज़ लेस देन एंड जे प्लस प्लस एंड जे इज़ लेस देन सब स्ट्रिंग का लेंथ, सब str का लेंथ जे प्लस प्लस. अब हमें क्या करना है कि अगर हम करेंगे इंट वैल्यू इक्वल्स टू अच्छा, ये भी कर सकते हैं कि अगर हमारे पास ऐसा कोई वैल्यू आ जाता है जो कि सब स्ट्रिंग में है ही नहीं, है ना, देन इन दैट केस तो हम सीधे रिटर्न कर सकते हैं. if new map dot contains substr dot character at j, अगर न्यू मैप में ये कैरेक्टर है ही नहीं, दैट मीन्स कि देर इज़ नो पॉइंट ऑफ कंटिन्यूइंग, राइट. तो वी कैन जस्ट continue. There is no point of continuing this particular check, so we can just simply continue. And if it is there, then we'll take a int value equals to new map dot get value of substr dot character at j. ठीक है, इसको गेट कर लेंगे. अब इफ़ वैल्यू इक्वल्स टू 1, दैट मीन्स हम इस न्यू मैप के उसको डिलीट कर सकते हैं. सो न्यू मैप डॉट डिलीट substr डॉट कैरेक्टर एट जे. कैरेक्टर को अलग से लिख लेते हैं ना, कैरेक्टर c इक्वल्स टू दिस. अब यहाँ पे c चेक कर सकते हैं डायरेक्टली, c एंड डिलीट c. ठीक है. एल्स हम क्या करेंगे कि न्यू मैप डॉट पुट c और वैल्यू -1. ठीक है. एंड एट द एंड अगर हमारा न्यू मैप का साइज़ 0 है, दैट मीन्स कि सारे मैप हो चुके हैं. सो इफ़ न्यू मैप डॉट साइज equals to 0, that means then return true and at the end return false. I think this is fine. Contains key, I guess. Just get dot delete. Delete is not a thing. Delete in map java. Remove. Okay. एक तो मुझे ये सिंटेक्स ही नहीं याद रहता किसी चीज़ के. Sometimes they use length, Sometimes they use size, sometimes they use length with brackets, sometimes without it. Why can't they just keep it? See, now here they might be using size. Why can't they keep it consistent for all the data structures? What happened now? First or सेकेंड इक्वल्स टू s1 डॉट लेंथ. अच्छा, एक और चीज़ है कि अगर s1 का साइज़ पहले s2 से छोटा है तो रिटर्न फॉल्स ना. इफ़ s1 डॉट साइज नहीं होता, लेंथ इज लेस देन s2 डॉट लेंथ, देन रिटर्न फॉल्स. बट ये वाला केस फेल हो रहा है क्या? I don't think this case is failing. अच्छा, this is false. This should be true, but it is coming up as false. Let's print substring. System dot out dot print ln sub str, and let's also print the map here. So for each map dot for each key and value system dot out dot println key plus value plus value. Now let's see. So this guy is not printing anything. Oh, is greater than, should we know, is s1 dot length is greater than s2. A is 1, B is 1, then we are getting EIID DBAO equals to 0. I is less than equals to s2 dot length. करेक्ट तो है ये. फर्स्ट प्लस प्लस सेकेंड प्लस प्लस, तो पहले सबस्ट्रिंग है ई आई, फिर आई टी, फिर डी बी सेकेंड बी ओ, हाँ बी ओ ठीक है, फिर ओ ए, फिर ए ओ, ओ वेट अ सेकेंड, आई कहाँ से आ गया? आई तो चाहिए ही नहीं, आई कहाँ से आ रहा है इसमें? 1 सेकेंड, व्हाट हैव रिटन? आई तो नहीं चाहिए. while second is less than equals to s2 डॉट लेंथ. आई का तो कोई यूज़ ही नहीं था यहाँ पे. Now this worked. I don't know if this will give us TLE or not. Let me try to submit it. We are getting TLE. Okay. Output limit exceed. Output limit exceed is what? That means I'm taking extra space, is it? Allowed by, okay, data. I'm taking extra space or data. So that means this thing we are doing. Can we delete a map in Java? I'm not delete all entries. No, delete the entire map equals to null. We can set. I don't know if that will work. New map equals to null. Then what we can do? Other thing we can do is have a separate map like this, and we can put the values in the new map for like similar to this. We can put all the characters in the new map to j equals to 0, j is less than this, new map equals to dot put new map get our default, and यहाँ पे होगा s2, यहाँ पे भी होगा s2 dot length, and not from 0 to this, rather we are doing it for the substring, so we will do it for the substring dot character at I think this is fine till here. अब हमें न्यू मैप और इसको यहाँ पे क्रिएट नहीं करेंगे, हम न्यू मैप और इसको कंपेयर करेंगे. सो हाउ टू कंपेयर टू मैप्स इन जावा. या तो फॉर लूप लगा के कंपेयर करेंगे, अदरवाइज़ कोई सिंपलेस्ट वे है बताओ. Map objects. Map 1 क्या है? Map 1 is this and map 2 is same thing. Okay, equals to we can do. Okay, so instead of this we can do if map equals to new map, then return true, and at the end we need to clear the new map. So clear values of of a map. Map dot clear, new map dot clear. This is not working. Probably this is not working. Let me try to print the map here, new map also. या बी ए के केस में की ए है, वैल्यू 1 है, की बी है और वैल्यू 1 है, और इनिशियली भी सेम ही है, बट इट इज़ नॉट गेटिंग कंपेयर्ड. ओके, compare two maps, hash maps in Java. I don't want to write the for loop. Map A dot equals map B dot equals new map. ठीक है, ये इसकी वजह से तो नहीं दे रहा आउटपुट लिमिट एक्सीड, सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट की वजह से. लेट्स सी. Now it is done. Okay, I'll quickly check a few solutions. Is the frequency of all characters, then we will start from window size initially s2 and means s1 and equals to, along with this we will also maintain the frequency of characters in current window. We will continue below steps and increase the frequency of character which is just now in newly कोड दिखाओ यार, कोड दिखाओ. चेक इंक्लूजन, वेक्टर फ्रीक्वेंसी लिया है इन्होंने, वही 2 एरे लिए हैं, 2 एरे करके किया है, तो सेम 2 मैप 2 एरे. Frequency and frequency, fine. That's all for today.